What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast, where you know what happens here. You bring that bias to the table, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Anything around the world, pop culture, sports, history, comic books, movies, cinematic. I don't know. Whatever you want to talk about, bring it to the table. We're probably talking about it. We here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
And today we got a special guest in the building. Finally, I told you guys we're gonna have some guests really soon. I know it's been a while since we did have a guest. But Damo's in the building. Everybody give a round of applause for Damo. Little golf clap for him. Here we go, here we go, here we go. How you doing
What
today?
up? What up? What up, y'all? Good, good. Just obviously watching the Mavericks getting smacked.
Getting their asses whooped.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
more like it.
expecting that, but
Yeah, we'll
hey,
definitely get all into it.
you know.
Yeah, pause. Actually, it's Pride Awareness Month. I'm gonna unpause it. No more pauses for me this month.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I mean?
unpause.
I'm gonna
Press
unpause it.
play. We pressing play on Pride, right?
We're fast forwarding. Here we go. I don't know. I guess not fast forward. We're gonna take it slow. Uh, Here we go. It's the Best of Bias podcast. You know, we got the finals in full effect. So we got a full rundown of topics for you today: pop culture, sports, cinema corner. Plenty of stuff. I saw Bad Boys. I won't talk about that too much because Damo hasn't seen it. The
No.
Acolyte is out. Star Wars episodes 1 and 3. We talked about episodes 1 and 2 last episode, but episode 3 just dropped. What else we got in Cinema Corner? They dropped that Venom trailer, The Last Dance. Did you see that
Yup.
trailer?
Yup.
We'll
Yup.
talk about that. I'm a big Venom fan, and I'm a little disappointed with the direction they're going, but we'll talk about that. The Boys season 4 is dropping really soon. If next week, I do believe. What's tomorrow?
Hold on. No, it's tonight.
It's tonight.
It's a 3 episode premiere. The Boys, right?
Yeah.
3 episode premiere tonight at midnight, I believe. I'll let me fact check it.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought it was like the 13th or something. Something came out the 13th. It was either The Boys or House of Dragons. I knew it was something
It's the
came out.
13th. Well, yeah, that's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow's
So
13th. Today's the
yeah,
12th.
today's
Yeah.
the 12th.
Yeah.
The Dragons is the 16th.
Okay.
They're on Sunday, I believe.
Oh yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of
Uh
stuff coming out. We'll get into all that during Cinema Corner, but hey, there's plenty of stuff to watch, plenty of stuff to review. So it's a loaded episode. Let's get right into it. The finals is in full effect. I don't know how much longer the finals is going to be going on.
Not
Um,
the Mavericks defense is not in full effect though.
no, yeah, it's they're screen dooring it, man. They're opening wide open for the Celtics to look like all stars, man. The Nuggets should be here, especially with Porzingis being out. We would have took the opportunity. They're big men. I don't think they're throughout the regular season and early in the playoffs. The Mavericks bigs were doing what they were supposed to do. Gafford, Lively, and PJ Washington, but now they completely disappeared. I don't know what happened. I thought they'd be able to match up with the Celtics, but it doesn't look that way at all. At all.
Nah, I mean it definitely doesn't. And like I was telling you earlier, the way so yes, the Celtics have been here, but they haven't seen the Celtics seemed like their game was how the Mavericks game is, right? So the Mavericks game is heavily based Luka or Kyrie. That was how I feel like the Celtics game used to be when they couldn't pull it together, right? It was heavily based Tatum and Brown, and the other factors never really like pulled together to get
Right.
it done, right? And so now you really see this Porzingis, the ad, he is huge and he's been coming up huge and playing somebody that size that can move, that can rebound and defense wise. It's as a basketball player, like it almost takes the drive away just because of somebody that has so much space and can cover so much space. That's why these 7 footers that can move are not a dime a dozen anymore because that's what they're trying to build, right? This
Yeah.
is that new build. The Wemby's, the Giannis was the first one that kind of like really started that, like, oh, I can move
Yeah.
type.
Super athletic.
So, So
And that
like
addition of Drew Holiday, I think that was a cheat code as
huge.
well. Yeah, that
Well,
defensive.
now
Mhm.
now neither one of the two main scoring stars have to pick up that heavy burden by having to defend the main player.
Yeah,
So that's huge, like you were
yeah,
saying. So I think it unfortunately, it's the Celtics year, and
yeah,
it more power to them because they played together as a team. They remind me of how the Nuggets play, right?
yeah.
Everybody's really they're pretty big, right? So they're big and can move. So it's not like you're really lacking on any specific front of the basketball game, right? And
And
so
I think they kind of a team that are big, more so of, I think they're in a big market. There's a lot of pressure for them to actually get it done. They've been in the finals, or if not the Eastern Conference Finals, last four of the last 6 years or some shit like that. I
yeah,
think personally, their roster is a cheat code, man. People don't talk about it enough, but how they put that shit together, they have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who are arguably some of the best young forward slash guards in the league. Then you go and get Drew
top 10 for
Holiday.
sure.
Yeah,
Young.
Drew Holiday, who already won a championship. You're able to max him out somehow. And then Derek White turns into this player that's starting caliber out of nowhere. And then you go get Porzingis to add to it. And then you have Horford coming off the bench. It's just kind of
But that's the crazy thing about it, right? Is when you research these championship teams, there's always like big shot Robert Horry. There's Derek White. And for you, I feel like KCP was somebody who was like not came out of nowhere, but was like somebody who was like boom, catapulted as like that guy that really helped you gotta get to the main, like get to the championship.
Yeah,
And
defensive
so
guy, spot up threes, the hustle guy that actually push it together. Wasn't necessarily the guy that gets paid all the money, gets the most notoriety all the time, but he's a glue guy. Definitely a glue guy. More than a glue
yeah.
guy, I would think for KCP. That's why we're trying to actually keep him. Hopefully, he doesn't go to free agency and go somewhere crazy. But yeah, I don't know. And the Mavericks themselves, both the teams, they put these teams together kind of on the fly. I wouldn't say on the fly for the Celtics because some of them have been around for a while. But if they have a lot of new players on the team in the starting roster, and then you had the people that got traded to Dallas in during the trade deadline, who are just kind of getting their feet wet and just kind of getting together with Luka and Kyrie and seeing how to ball. It's just interesting that they actually made the finals together. The Celtics, I feel like again, are desperation. If they don't make it this year, I think that little apron that the people have to pay now, if you have more than two stars, that they're paying that third star, they're not going to be able to keep all these Celtics players for so long. So they kind of have to win now, I feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel it. They're due. Like this was their year. So I mean, you can't really hate on them, right? They did what they needed to do. They stayed healthy, and in those times, like they beat who was in front of them. Like yes, the basically the West beat out the West. In it was such a heavy battle that whoever came out of the West was gonna be at a disadvantage, I think, just because of the grit that you had to go through to get to where you at. Yeah, you can ride the hot hand, but playing somebody like the Celtics,
Right.
it's like nah. When you're deep like that,
Exactly. There's only
yeah,
certain teams
it's
that actually beat the Celtics, and they didn't make it because they got taken out by tough teams in the West. Like
exactly.
I feel like if the Clippers made it, they'd be able to match up well with the. I mean, not the, yeah, the Clippers can match up well with the Celtics. I just don't think it's the right matchup.
But it's even so like even matching up well, you had to go through the West Gauntlet, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
get
you're
injured and stuff.
overall gonna be more tired. You're gonna have more of this wear and tear because you had to go through a former champion. You had to go through LeBron, or you had to go through Kyrie and Luca.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
all of these things were added on to this like heavy burden whoever was coming out of the West. Like you're like even Luca and Kyrie were super tired in game
yeah.
7 of the Western Conference Finals.
And
And
Minnesota
so
happened to play Dallas like couple of games after Game 7. They had a couple of days rest and had to get up and play another series. So, yeah, it was gonna be
Yeah.
tough regardless. I feel like, but yeah,
But I mean, yeah, and that's really all you can say is, hey, the Celtics, they came and got it done.
18
So,
championships though. 18.
ah,
That's
yeah,
nuts.
it's gonna be interesting.
I don't think. Yeah, the Lakers are close, but I don't think anybody's ever gonna catch those two teams though. So it's kind of
Who is the
wild.
closest to them?
It's the Lakers, or
No, just
after both of
them.
them. Oh,
Yeah,
I would say maybe the Bulls, right?
NBA. So, well, speaking of the NBA, let's give some do a little shout out to the GOAT, the logo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Why? How did I forget? We should have started off with that. R.I.P.
I,
Mr. Jerry West. I had that on the thing too, but yeah, R.I.P. Big Jerry, the architect for a lot of your favorite NBA teams. For those who are maybe too young to watch them have played, for the Lakers, and I forgot who else he may have played for. I think it may have just been the Lakers. Was it the Warriors too? But I'm not sure. But he was the one who put together your Golden State Warriors that were on that tear for a while. They helped put them together. And he actually was behind the scenes. I think now he was working with the Celtics. No, not Celtics,
Clippers.
Clippers,
So
excuse me.
the so one you could argue that he was probably the best executive in the NBA.
Right.
He put together the Lakers in the 80s with
Mhm.
Magic Johnson,
Yeah.
drafted James Worthy, brought
Showtime.
on, yep, Showtime Lakers. Then he put together the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. And they were another dynasty. Then you
Right.
got the Warriors, who he got rid of Monte, pushed Steph Curry up, drafted Draymond and Clay, and
Right.
then he ended up getting KD, right? And so that's one. And he just helped the Clippers get Paul George and
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard and
Hmm.
stuff. And so yeah, that man he can put together some teams, that's for sure.
All right. And he was a logo. So I mean, that speaks for itself. I think he won a championship as well, right? Did we say that? Did he win a championship as a player as well? On top
Um,
of his rings? I think he
let's
did.
see.
So he was in the show Winning Time. I forgot exactly who he played for. I forgot exactly
He
who he
played
played
for
for.
the Lakers.
Yeah, I think he won a
Yeah,
championship.
he had one
Yeah,
championship,
yeah, yeah,
1972.
for sure. Yeah, shout out him, man. Him and Bill Walton, man. A lot of the legends kind of passing away.
Yeah,
Bill Russell
crazy.
recently.
Well, and it was like not too long ago, we were just thinking it's like all of these old NBA like players are like still when Kobe passed, it's like we have all these old NBA players who are like still making it to games and like doing
Yeah,
stuff, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And it's like, but now it's like, hey, times are they're getting there, unfortunately, and
And I
we got
feel
to
like
give these guys their flowers while they're here.
exactly. I feel like a lot of the players that were when we were younger that weren't necessarily the superstars of the 90s and the 80s, like the 2000s, 2010s players that were super good and everybody knew they were good, they probably won't get their flowers the same way that these guys, these legends are going out and getting their flowers. Because every day I see another basketball player that has a podcast or I see on TV that, oh, this man was raw when he played or seeing their son come up now is like, oh my God, this player was amazing. And a lot of people, younger kids really don't know who this player is. And it's kind of sad to know, like will people really know who Derrick Rose is in the future? Like these
Oh
kids now,
no, no, don't
you know what I
say
mean?
that.
You know what
Don't
I mean?
say
It's like
that. Will
show them
people
Derrick Rose
remember
highlights.
Carmelo? Like,
Exactly. It's like
no.
people don't, you know how people the media
It
group
makes me
think
want to
is now.
cry.
It's nuts. It's like only one player can be at top. Only one player can get their flowers at a time. It's not like back in the day when there was a bunch of good players that everybody respected and gave flowers to. Now it's just the top of the top. And if he's not the top of the top, he's just worthless. I wouldn't say worthless, but people forget about you so fast. It's just
Well,
nuts.
and that's the hard thing, I think, is the turnover is so quick, right? Because back in the day, not only was it a player that you followed, but generally it was that franchise of that player, right? There
Yeah.
wasn't so much of this hopping around to team to team to team, right?
Mhm.
And so, like, that's why for me it's hard because as a basketball fan, I've never been attached to just one team. I've always been a player fan who's followed that player and their team because like I've always had a favorite player, right? And they're always just gonna be on that team. And so I've always just followed my favorite player from Allen Iverson, who was my first favorite player, to LeBron James, who was my second favorite player, and to now John Morant, who is my third, so like I have generations of where I follow my player to their teams just because like for me, they jump so often, and it's like it's hard because nowadays the player isn't. It's not in their benefit to just be like, oh, I'm gonna stay at this team and ride it out. Like,
Because
nah,
you see how they talk about you if you don't win that championship. You're just a player with
exactly,
stats. Chris Paul, the
exactly,
person, Paul George. These guys, people say, "Oh, the legend of these players is so spectacular." But when people really care, when they look into the trophy case, when there's no rings, there's no MVPs, that's when people are like, "Oh, this person's no good. There's no way this person could have been good. Where is his trophies at?" And that sucks. And that's how kids are now, and that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, I kind of. It's kind of crazy because players in the league are so young now. Like Luka's only 25.
yeah,
It's
like
just kind of
that's
crazy.
crazy. But and
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that like we look at LeBron like he's like 50 years old, right? But dude's like 30 and 39.
Hmm.
Like he only 5 years older than me, like
Yeah.
5, 6 years older than
Yeah,
me.
and that's
Yeah. So
crazy.
like
It's kind of hard to put in perspective. I guess if you're like a professional athlete, wear and tear on your body at that age can just be kind of crazy. But again, I mean, if you spend $1 million on your body a year, I think I think your body will be able to last a little longer. You know what I'm saying?
I got a hot take for you.
What?
It's physically harder on your body to play basketball than football. Look at the ages that people play football until. Look at the ages people play basketball until. Look at how many games football has. Look at how many games basketball has.
I don't know. I just feel like I can get
You
way
you
more.
play 10 times more games in basketball than you play in football.
Yeah, but
Think about that
the
10
injuries
times.
you sustain each week during practice and just in football
But
are just
okay,
way
but
higher.
also yeah, but so like practice though, you're not really trying to injure each other. So yes, per game, right? So per game you are getting injured. But so
Way
Matt,
more than you ever get injured in basketball, though. So
but so
you'll be those
but
injuries
no,
you
they be
sustain
bro, they be body so like they be body to body in basketball. Yes, it's not full contact football, right? But like so a lineman isn't having a DB run full speed and hit him. Yeah, kind of sometimes,
trench
right?
warfare is they hitting heads slapping each other. I think
But they
wrists and
also
stuff
have padding, right? So you have a full head pad, you have full like shoulder and like chest pads, right? Basketball, you have no padding. And so what I'm saying is obviously I'm just saying there's a
I don't know.
possibility because look, Tom Brady played until he was what, 43 years old.
Yeah.
There is no way a 43-year-old is playing basketball.
I mean, you almost damn near have one in LeBron
Exactly. And
James.
he's like and we're basically saying he's not human.
Well, yeah,
Think about that.
that's what you said about Tom Brady. He was 45.
No, I know, but like
It's
so
just
you
a
kind of get what
rarity.
I'm saying though?
I
It
think it's
is
a
a
very hot take, very hot take. Because if you look at how hard a quarterback gets hit damn near every play, I don't know if you can absorb that much damage in 17 weeks. I don't think you can amount it to playing basketball for 82 games. And they don't even
no
play a full
and
82
so
games.
okay, so yes, I totally understand that, but also we're talking one
And I definitely don't agree
position.
with wear and tear on your body. I definitely don't. I
What do
couldn't
you
agree
mean?
on that one. Because I think the original statement was, I think wear and tear on your body over the season of a basketball season, maybe more than football throughout a regular season, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Because from
But
week to
but
week,
so
there's
like
so much
also
shit
you
can go
look
wrong.
at it also you look at it though, right? Is you legs wise, you're doing a lot more like up and down, you know what I'm saying? Straight, compact, like those type of movements. But
Mhm.
so you're also playing what, 3 games a week? 3 to 4 games a week compared to 1 game a week. And you're also traveling. So traveling does do a lot on your body as well, right? So imagine you're traveling 2, maybe 3 times a week on top of playing that much a week. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah,
it could be. It could. I'm just saying it's interesting because people do seem to play at an older age for football than for basketball. I've
I
always
don't
wondered, it's
know.
like, damn, dudes be out of the league at like 36. And we've been like, damn, they hella old, but like not really, like, you know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
football players only, I think the average age is maybe like 32. Like there's not really that many old football players in the league like that. They don't even sign you after a certain age. Running back, I know their lifespan is very short. You can maybe find a corner or a defensive lineman, maybe offensive lineman that makes it that long. But yeah, the average age, yeah, the span of an NFL career is not even that long. It's probably like 4 or 5 years, honestly.
The average retirement age for an NFL player is 27.6
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah. They don't be
Oh
lasting.
my God.
They don't be lasting long at all.
Damn. All right, let's put in the NBA. Average NBA 37. So 10-year difference.
Yeah,
Never
because they
mind.
can,
I
them
guess
boys.
my hot take was very cold.
And yeah, these fools be not only that, they just can't make rosters like based on their age. These fools, if they
Yeah,
hit a certain
yeah.
age, they're like, we're not even going to look at you. In basketball, if you're 33 and balling, they're going to sign you regardless. But they're
Yeah,
going to be
because you
like,
can just fucking shoot. Just pull up and pop a couple.
33 on a football team. It's like, bro, we're gonna pay you $500,000.
You better be a
Accept it,
kicker.
accept it or go somewhere else type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel it though.
Nah, I
It's
feel you.
definitely 82 games is hella. So maybe technically it could be, but I just feel like, bro, I didn't even
Oh,
play
my math was
professional.
way off too.
I'll go,
I'm over here thinking baseball. Because baseball play like 100 something games, don't
oh
they?
yeah, 100 like 42 type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So never mind. My math was off. Basketball's only 82. So basketball's
Yeah.
like 6 times as many games.
But now these fools play in-season tournaments and shit and
Yup,
fucking play-in
yup.
tournaments and shit. They gonna start getting hurt, and it's gonna be a lot more like, yeah. But these fools, that's why people prefer basketball because if you're good and you're big like that, fuck, you're a lot more money, a lot longer career. Football is like you gotta be super good to be getting paid. Patrick Mahomes played quarterback, and them motherfuckers be getting hurt too. But anyways,
Nah, I
speaking of
feel it.
basketball, while we still on basketball, JJ Redick, you're the Lakers fan, resident Lakers fan. How do you feel about JJ Redick possibly being the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers? Coach Dan Hurley backed out. Supposedly the contract was worth $70 million, and he was like, no. But
Well, all right. So which was crazy to me. All right, not crazy, but so the way they were talking about it on like ESPN and stuff like that was that he should have been one of the like top paid coaches. And in my head, I'm like, dude's never coached in the NFL before or in the NBA before
at all, yeah.
at all. And yeah, I know like he's a great coach, but like why right off the bat would he supposed to be like top two coaches? People are like, "Oh yeah, Steve Kerr gets paid this much. We'll give you right under Steve Kerr." Oh yeah, right under Steve Kerr, the guy who just won hella championships, just had a dynasty, like that did all and won with Mike. Mike, you want to get him just a little bit under that? Is he a good college
And it's
coach?
crazy. And he won back to back. I do get it. He won back to back at UConn, but I don't think coaching college players and coaching men in the NBA are the same thing, especially the Lakers. And do you
Yeah.
want your first coaching stop out of college to be such a high pressure situation like the Lakers in the state that they're in right now with this draft having to pick Bronny pretty much?
That's why he said no. I mean,
Yeah.
just exactly what you said, I think, is why he said no, because one, the money would have had to been like out of this world, ridiculous. And I don't understand why people thought that they should have paid it. I mean, I guess like if you can pay it, who cares? But I just don't understand why. that they believe that he should just like come out right out of the bat and just be paid as top three coaches in the NBA.
In that
Like,
situation, be the one that he wants to go to as his first NBA stop.
yeah,
I don't think
and it
so.
was such a debacle in a whole. I don't even know why. Why would you even give him an offer not knowing that he would like lightweight be ready for it? You know, like I think it was such a terrible just like move in like publicity, marketing, like all of it. Because now, yes, your next coach is gonna be your second fiddle, but I'm thinking so to JJ Redick, I think he's the type of person that isn't gonna be like, oh, I was second pick. He's gonna be like, let me show y'all why y'all was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think he's that type of person. And I've always thought he was super, super smart when it came to X's and O's. I always felt like he was somebody that he's that Ty Lue type of personality where he's like sit back a little bit, but very smart, kind of can not control people, but he
Right.
can float around his environment of different types of people and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that would be he's not gonna come in like Darvin Ham, be like, yeah, I gotta get the guys on my back, on my
Yeah.
team type of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
JJ is gonna be like, hey, I know the numbers, I'm smart, and like
Have
this
the
is what we should
confidence of
do.
LeBron and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Me
You know what I'm saying?
personally, I think it's more so this whole Hurley thing was just kind of throw off the scent that they already gave JJ the job. He's doing the
It,
finals. He has to finish before he can talk anything about it. He doesn't want to go out and be like, I'm the coach now, get any questions. There's like, okay, maybe we're close to giving him, he's close to accepting it. We're in close discussions. And then it comes out to
and
being,
he told him I won't accept anything under 100 mil. And then it's like,
oh,
we'll give you 70.
we offered him 70. Now they're like, JJ, you better not come through JJ. Well, I don't know. JJ, I don't think he has a really option to be like, okay, I want close to 70, but you know what I'm saying? I
But
think,
so like you could totally offer JJ 70 and there's no problem about it whatsoever. Right? So what if your theory's right and they just went with the number that they were gonna offer JJ in the first place.
to see if we
So
thought it
they're
was
like,
crazy.
well, just like that way, we like, hey, he turned down our 70 mil, but JJ will take our 70
Yeah,
mil.
he would
You
take
know what I'm
70 mil for
saying? That
sure.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like it makes him look good too. It's like
Yeah, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. I think just like people are going to look at it wrong just because it's connection to LeBron and the podcast and stuff like that. But I think if he
I think they'll
drafts,
stop the podcast.
I do too. I do too, because they have to get to work. They have to get to work and they have to prove that they're serious about it.
Yeah.
And, you know,
There'll
if
be too much
LeBron,
backlash.
they're going to draft Bronny. And if they want all that to work out, Jenny Buss is probably like, y'all, all right, we're going to do this, but y'all got to hold us down, make it work this year. A couple of pieces, man. They make the playoffs. I think the next season just don't start in like the 10th place and be in play-in contention all year.
Come out hot.
Yeah, just don't do
Come out
that.
just play hard right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. They don't change the whole narrative.
And try to see what works when you guys are playing hard. I think LeBron just trying to feel it out. Nah, no, bro.
Can't. You can't.
Come out and show people. And I think Bronny. So I think it'll be a good thing if JJ does come because one, JJ does have respect from other players.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's one thing I think will help in free agency,
Hmm.
right? So if we're like, hey, we got to draft Bronny, but I know some players in the league still. I got some talks and free agency will
Yeah.
be a better pickup than what Darvin Ham could like attract.
Yeah, and
Uh,
they're thinking about getting Rondo on the bench and everything. They can assemble a cast of former players and stuff that can connect with the players better. A lot of
but
stuff like
so
that.
imagine Bronny lighting a fire under LeBron. I mean, it's a little hard.
Well,
He's
yeah, I get
he
what you're
balled
saying.
last year, but like imagine LeBron coming out being like, "Hey, I'm trying to show my son like I'm trying to go out like a king type of shit,
And
right?"
we've never seen this before, so this is already unprecedented to see a son and player on the same on the
Well,
court.
and he's already made it a thing that this is his final accomplishment. This is the thing out. So it would totally be understandable if he's like, I'm leaving it all out on the court.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not trying to hold back for next year. I'm not trying to win a championship. Like, if I could win a championship with my son, I'm not gonna try and win back to back. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go out a champion and let my son take the reins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's just for sure not the last year though. Yeah, because
you
he
don't
wants that.
think?
I don't think so because you want the celebration tour, the retirement tour to be the year that the sun comes in. I think that'll be the year after. He may not be the top, his prime, but I think he needs that year of knowing that, okay, this isn't really that super serious. We need just to let him every game, people celebrate him, do whatever he needs to do, and he goes out
Yeah,
like a, you know what I'm saying?
I guess what I was saying is more aligned with like Jordan and Kobe.
Oh yeah,
Wanted to kill everybody that
Uh,
last year and just go
if you want
out.
to do that, for sure, I feel it. But it's gonna be like his son ain't gonna get those minutes, so his son gonna be watching a lot.
But
But
I mean, but his son's got a long career. Like,
yeah,
what matters more to you? Your son getting minutes? Like, nah, your son is gonna get some minutes. He ain't gonna be a no matter where he plays. He ain't gonna be a starter. He ain't gonna get a lot of minutes, no
yeah,
matter where he plays. So you better hope those are just some good minutes. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
for
Like,
sure. Speak.
and
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna move on to the WNBA for the Olympics. So if you still on that, I was gonna say, speaking of not getting minutes, I was gonna go to Caitlin Clark.
No, that's perfect because I'm over the whole other situation.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a little not over the topic, but I'm a little over some people's stance on this whole thing.
Oh
The
yeah, me
whole
too.
Caitlin
Yeah, me
Clark.
too. That's wanted to get it out because I talked about it last week with Kennedy, was it Kennedy Carter that pushed her on the ground and the whole shit. I talked about that, but now there's a whole kerfluffle. If you guys haven't heard, I had the roster on my phone, but Caitlin Clark didn't make the U.S. Olympic team, the one that won, I think, gold medals 6 times, 7 times in a row.
How
Now
do
the
you
world,
feel about it?
I feel like she doesn't deserve to be on the team yet. You
Okay,
have to
okay.
do
Yeah,
something. You have
yeah,
to do
yeah.
like it's an accomplishment. You can't just get thrown on the team because of your popularity. If you're not better than the girls on the roster, you should not be on the roster. And the roster is full of monsters. Let me just go ahead and pull that up. But
Monsters.
yeah, let me see. They had it here. Here it goes. We have Brittany Griner. I think Ryan Howard. I don't have the names, but I just know their faces. Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson, Alyssa Thomas. Let's see, Diana Taurasi. So she's older than OG. She's
So
41.
she's gonna. They're saying it's her like
But yeah, for sure.
it's her
Last one.
it's her farewell tour.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got Sabrina and you got Stewie. Like, of course, you're gonna put them both on the team because they're
Yeah,
fucking
first of all,
raw.
yeah, there should be no question about those.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray. I don't know the other
You
girls
know
on the
who
court.
did
I'm
get
sorry.
snubbed was I forgot how to say her name, but she's the baller with the super handles, and her name's
Oh,
like the
Arike.
Eureka. Yup.
Agumpuwale.
Hmm.
Yeah. She got snubbed for sure. She should definitely be on the roster. That's the thing. There's so many good girls in women, excuse me, in the WNBA, in the W. That's kind of hard to fill out a roster anyways. That 3-on-3 Olympic shit that they filled out, it's hard to fill out that roster. There's just so many good players out there. Caitlin Clark, I mean, she has good games, but I feel like her game doesn't translate right away to superstar enough to be on that US team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know.
The only thing that Caitlin Clark, the only good thing that would come out of that would be Caitlin Clark would be able to learn from like the older veterans without having to go against them,
Yeah,
right? But no matter what, it's going to be starting controversy throughout. And that's why I believe they did the right thing
yeah.
because you're going to bring Caitlin Clark on. She's not going to get minutes. And you're going to have people yelling, put
Booing.
Caitlin Clark in,
Yeah,
like doing
yeah,
all of this stuff, having negative publicity, asking her questions at a press. She's not going to get minutes and get hella questions at a press conference. That's not how it happens.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and so they did it, they did a smart thing, and they're like, hey, let's get all the negative press now while we're not playing. But they got dogs, so they ain't gotta
yeah.
worry
They're
about
not gonna
not
lose a
showing up. Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
They're not
So
gonna lose a
like,
game.
nah. They're gonna be blowing people out.
And just like you have
Um,
stars from each team. If you put Asia Wilson and Stewie on the same
oh
team, the
yeah,
last
bro.
like MVPs the last couple of years, them alone are better than any bigs anybody else is gonna have. Then you have
And
all that
so
guard power. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, they're balling. And so there's only been four rookies that have ever made the Olympic team.
Mhm.
And so that was Rebecca Lobo in
Right.
96, Tarazi in '04, Candace Parker in '08, and Brianna Stewart in 16.
All
And
ballers.
yeah, yeah. I don't and Caitlin Clark didn't come out as game ready as any of those players. I didn't know the first one,
They all
but
won
she
national
didn't
championships.
exactly. And
You
so
would,
I don't but they're what are they all? They're all bigger. They're
yeah,
all like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
all Caitlin. One thing about Caitlin Clark is she's kind of small. So she's got that Steph Curry type of thing going on. And I guarantee you, if Steph Curry came into the NBA and had the what LeBron James had as he came into the NBA, people would have been
Tearing him up.
busting
Yeah,
Steph's
tearing him
ass.
up.
But people physically couldn't do it to LeBron. So that like they wish they could have kind of, but
Yeah,
he was just too much of a beast.
yeah. And
And
Caitlyn
that's
doesn't
what
have
Caitlyn, she's
she
small.
and she doesn't have a handle to get around people. She
Yeah.
passes around people. She can, well, me personally, I hate that she pushes off so much, but she's able to get space and shoot it, but don't just shake somebody up, get around them. You know what I mean? I don't see
She's
it.
stuck in between trying to be a dog and flop like and being that like, oh, I got hit. It's like you gotta pick one.
Yeah.
You will either like take the contact, get up and ball on somebody, or you're gonna like,
Yeah,
oh, but
and she
you can't
flails
be
a
both.
lot.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
flail.
saying?
Yeah, I saw a player the other day. I think it was somebody on Connecticut actually, Carrington. She fouled Caitlin Clark, and she was doing the head thing like
Oh,
she was
she did, yeah,
flopping.
and she mocked her, huh?
Exactly, yeah. And in that instant, she didn't do it, but she flops like that so much that people think every time you foul her now, it's a flop because she does do that shit. And that's the thing. People are gonna get on you. People are gonna try to get under your skin. It's like you can't do all the things of players that people don't like and expect to be the most liked player in the W.
Well,
That's
see, but
crazy.
that's the craziest thing because that's her. So she is the most liked player outside of the WNBA, but within the WNBA, people I don't think she's not liked. People are just the women are just a little bit butthurt isn't the right word, but they're
Rubbed wrong. I
yeah,
turned off, I would say.
which is understandable because people are really already trying to give Caitlin Clark the keys to the WNBA.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
these women are like, "Hey man, we've been grinding our ass. Like we've been taking Southwest flights and shit. Like yeah, we do appreciate these charters and shit, but like let's not forget who was here in the beginning. Like and I
And
think
it's
that's what they're
crazy.
trying to show.
Yeah, and it's the first time we're seeing this. It's like a player that was good in college but didn't win anything that's getting heralded as the one coming into the W before doing anything. And then you're in the W and don't really prove to be the one necessarily right away. And yet the world is just so in a kerfluffle for her not being on the US team. Like, what have you seen to say that she's better than any of these girls on the team?
Yeah, like she was playing college ball. Like, come on, y'all.
Angel
Like
Reese. No.
these are grown women that she is now playing with, and I knew that was gonna be somewhat of the case just because of how small she was, and you can tell when she was in college, she had a harder time going up against teams who were big, and when her shot ain't falling, it ain't falling, and she's got an all around game, but like not being able to handle going down in the paint and taking these blows and stuff like that was gonna be and not being quick like you said was gonna be a factor, right? So she needs to put on a couple hit the gym and put on some pounds, some weight and get ready for these grown women who are gonna be bodying
And
you up.
Exactly. Take the approach like Sabrina did when she came in the league. She already knew that people were going to get on her just for who she was. She came in, took her lumps. She was going at people's necks. She don't care. She gonna talk back to you. Caitlyn, I feel like she takes she curls up when people talk to her. She either doesn't say nothing and kind of shies away, or just kind of like, look what she's doing to me. Look at this. Like, come on, no,
She,
talk shit.
she's
You know what I'm
stuck
saying?
in between the I'm the villain, but then I'm
Victim as well.
the villain and the victim, right? So it's like, nah, you gotta
Got to
be
boss up.
yeah, right. So like the whole Dylan Brooks thing, right? If you gonna be the villain, you gotta be the villain.
Yeah, like you
Draymond
definitely
Green,
do. Yeah.
you gotta be the villain. Kendrick Perkins,
Oh,
you
Kendrick
gotta
Perkins
be
for
the
sure.
villain, right? And
Absolutely.
so, but
Patrick
they
Beverly.
backed it up.
Yeah.
Yes, Patrick Beverly. Like, so those are, but I don't think she should be the villain
I don't either.
because she's too widely. None of those guys were like super marketable, and she's way too good for the WNBA to. But just don't play too victim, right? Just go out there and try and ball, and just be like, hey, I know this is just part of the game, and just keep it at that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
And you
this is
can't
just
control
part
your
of the game.
fans. You can't control what they say, the narratives they create.
But her
But
fans are gonna love her, right?
yeah,
So like
regardless.
that's the thing. She's just got to put up with what's going on with the girls in the with the women in the WNBA. That's what you got to put up with because your seats are gonna sell, your jerseys are gonna sell, your shoes gonna sell, your fans are gonna go out of the roof.
And if
Like
you're
that,
balling,
you
who cares? Nobody's gonna have nothing to say.
exactly,
It
exactly.
it's just crazy. It's just
And
crazy. She'll get it together. She'll
she'll
get it together.
learn. Oh, for sure, for
She's a
sure.
rookie. The season will be over before she knows it's only 40 games. If she gets it together, she can make the playoffs. It's like, but I'm telling you, man, I keep saying it right now, and everybody already knows who Juju Watkins is. But when she
Oh yeah.
comes into the NBA, she'll show you how to make that rookie presence. She'll come in bodying. She ain't gonna care. She'll be backing people down, taking those middies, crossing people up, hezzies all day. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I
And
cannot
see
wait
like
for it.
even Angel Reese is kind of taking the villain road, right? She's like trying to do that. I think Angel Reese or Juju's gonna come in with the Angel Reese mentality, but be able to ball like all right, not
She's a silent
like
assassin.
Caitlin Clark, but yes,
She,
she's gonna have a more all around game than Caitlin Clark, I
Oh
think.
yeah, she's going to be a silent assassin. Everybody's going to respect her game because they know what she's going to do. They're going to see what she does in the tournament, and they're
Size
going to
wise too, though.
exactly.
See,
She's only like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", but oh my god, she's long. She can midi. She can. Oh my god, the way she gets to her spots is crazy. I don't know if you watched the tournament, but
no,
I was.
she plays very all right. So like she plays very in control. There are
Oh,
like certain women that you can see like so they grew up playing like you know what I'm saying? Like they really have control over their like movements, their like Luca, right?
mhm.
So this fool he moves super slow, but everything is super controlled. Sabrina, I think she moves very controlled
Oh
when
yeah,
she's
coming
like
around
playing.
screens, how she gets the ball
Yeah,
to
Angel
people up.
Reese, nah, she don't play control. Caitlyn has controlled moments, but she also's got that one. You know who she reminds me of sometimes is Kyle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kyle McIntyre,
How
that
she
the
shoots and
boy.
everything. Hmm.
Yup. But baller, right?
Hmm.
But very you can get under Kyle's skin if you needed to.
Right, yeah. And
Shout
Caitlyn,
out my guy.
yeah, shout out Carl, man. She'll get it together. I think she just needs to get the whole. She was in Iowa, but she's in Indiana now. It's not much like bigger of a city to be like hella popular, but she's gonna be global now. So she needs to realize, let her hair down, just let the game come to you. Don't get too over pressured by the media and the narratives they create because you're gonna create a new one each week. You know, embrace the WNBA. Don't play victim because that's how they're gonna keep picking on you more. You're gonna become that villain. So if you don't want to become that villain and just become that main protagonist that everybody wants you to be, just keep your head up, play, and just stop cussing at referees. Stop displaying that bad attitude you had in Iowa, because that shit's not going to help you get in the better graces of anybody. But let's move
Yeah.
on. We spent a lot of time there. Training camp. Let's talk about a little bit of sports before we get into this pop culture. Training camp started for football. Football's a little ways away. We got like September coming. This is the time where we get to see what the teams have in store. A lot of players want to get paid. A lot of extensions were made in the offseason. We saw receivers getting paid. Justin Jefferson, 140 million, 5 years, got like 113 million guaranteed. Changing the market for the receivers. Me personally, you know how I rock. I'm a Buccaneers fan. Our receivers are kind of solidified. We paid Mike Evans. Chris Godwin got paid a couple years ago. We just signed Sterling Shepard. Trey Palmer, 2nd year. Pretty good, pretty cool, pretty cool. Drafted Trey McMillan. What's his first name? I forgot his first name. McMillan from Washington. So we got a couple of receivers out there. We're cool. Everybody's paid up. Antoine Winfield just got the biggest contract for any DB in NFL history. Yeah, we just got drafted a whole bunch of people, solidified our defense, got Bucky Irving from, my Oregon Ducks. I'm really excited for that. So we're in a good place. Everybody's at camp. Actually, Tristan Wirfs, our left tackle, star left tackle, hasn't been paid yet. They're in contract talks, of course, but he hasn't participated in OTAs yet. He's there, but hasn't participated. But my friend, you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. Starting in free agency, in the offseason, in the draft, they didn't really make many moves. We saw Ezekiel Elliott move back. Yeah. Nothing really happened in the offseason. And then draft, you guys did okay, but training camp now. CD hasn't reported. I don't think Micah's reported. Two high-profile players on your team looking for big contracts, big paydays. Haven't been at voluntary training camp. Haven't been at OTAs yet, mini camp. How do you feel about that? Do you think they're gonna get paid?
I mean, yeah, they are going to get paid, and I don't know if somebody can possibly, if they don't get paid, there needs to be a petition to get Jerry Jones out. I swear, and I'll try and start it, but it is just blasphemous. And why do I? All right, so these two haven't gotten paid yet, right? But I always hear whose name come up when we're talking about money. Dax. Why? Why is it? Why every like a couple years, 1 year, next year, 2 years from now, it's always like Dax contract. What you
That's
mean?
true. That's
We
true.
just paid him.
Just
Why
paid
are we
him, seems
talking
like.
about Dax contract again? Like I do not understand that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he should be. What do you mean? We just did, I feel like I'm stuck in a time loop. Like we just did this. And if Dak takes any more money from, I will start another petition.
Yeah.
But
the money has to go somewhere. Yeah.
Bro. And it's just crazy because you haven't performed it playoffs wise. And what is the ultimate goal? To win a championship. You haven't gotten us close. And I'm sorry, the only person that touches the ball every single offensive play is you in the center. So,
and damn near CD.
Yeah, right? Hey, well, and that's one thing I don't like is, bro, you've been surrounded by so many different, like, good teams, great teams. Like, you've had it. People have done a lot more with less.
Yeah.
And it's like when we were having the argument with our backup, Cooper, of him possibly taking us to the playoffs. That should have been the end of the Dak contracts shit right there.
Yeah.
We're thinking about our backup, who is a nobody, possibly taking us there. We need a game manager that won't lose us games.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a Cowboys fan, in which I watch every Cowboys game, Dak never ever shows me that like, oh, he got that game for us. Like, oh yeah, when you need a play made, he won't make it for you.
He will opposite of what you want.
Yes. I'll be like, all right, hey, third and 4. We're on the 4-yard line. We just don't need an interception. We can kick a field goal and still win. We just don't need an interception. Boom! Dak throws an interception. Like, so many times it happens. And whenever Dak is quarterback, I don't feel like we won't, yeah, we'll have a good season, but that's just going to mess us
That's
up in
it.
the long run
Yeah,
because we're not going to win in the playoffs because Dak won't go get you a game. He's not somebody who's going to like, damn, Dak won us that game.
right.
And garbage stats. Dak is the king of garbage
Absolutely.
stats.
Y'all be
It
whooping on
is
those bad teams,
so
boy.
woo boy. And no, and when we getting whooped, boy, he be playing great.
Towards the end, yep.
Yep, when we down by 21, boy, he about to get them two tugs hella quick, and
And
then we're
make
gonna
y'all
lose
look
by
like by
7.
three. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's hella
yeah, like
funny.
oh,
Yeah,
yep, that
look
got you.
good
He's
in the
like,
end.
oh, for sure. Like we down
But
21, I could just bullshit. Like
that's why it's so interesting to see because with the quarterback contracts going up and up, I know Micah, they're designating him as an outside linebacker so they can pay him more money as well. So he's going to get paid a lot of money.
deserves it.
Yeah, and then CD, they saw what Justin Jefferson
Deserves
make.
it.
So how, and then if you don't pay Dak, he's a free agent next year. So I don't know how it's all going to happen. So yeah, it's not making sense. Right?
I honestly think like the Cowboys would not. So if we paid everybody and just was like, oh fuck, and just lost Dak to some other team, I don't think it would be that. It would. We might have a season that we struggled, but I still believe that we have a good enough team that we could pick up or draft somebody that we could put all of our chips in. We've
Yeah,
already put all of our chips in today.
yeah. For the money that you're supposed to have to give him, you can find a whole
Bro,
bunch of shit that you
yeah,
can.
we can try 6 quarterbacks and
Six
see if
quarterbacks,
one,
seven corners, three
yeah,
defensive
see if
linemen.
one just stick, right?
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah.
on.
That's
Like,
nuts.
I get he's a great regular season quarterback, but I don't. I would rather make it to the playoffs by being like 8-8, and then win and get me to a NFC championship game.
Yeah.
Just an NFC championship game.
He's such a
I'm not even
company
asking
guy.
Super Bowl. Like, just get me to the like. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's
what's
tough.
crazy.
Yeah.
And like you expect when you're talking about all these other really good young quarterbacks and stuff,
Uh,
they've all gotten there, right?
already, yeah.
Yes. And so it's like when you're talking about the Mahomes, he's got a million championships already. When you're talking about Brock Purdy, last man in the draft. Hey, he's been to what, two NFC championship games and a Super Bowl
And a
already?
Super Bowl, yeah.
So and it's like, all right,
CJ
there's another one.
Stroud,
CJ Stroud.
balling.
What's his name? On the Bengals.
Oh yeah, Joe Burrow's already in a
Joe
Super Bowl.
Burrow.
Yep,
Like,
already there.
bro, like,
Yeah.
yes, you're talking about, yes, these young quarterbacks, right? But they're getting farther than Dak.
Lamar Jackson,
Love,
MVP. Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
come on. Like,
it's wild.
what is not registering?
Yeah.
What is not registering? Because we don't have a bad team.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
no way. And
and
you're
it's
stacking
crazy.
players, stacking players.
Yeah, and it's hurtful to watch.
Yeah, I
Just
feel
know
it.
that.
I feel it. I hope they get his money. If he doesn't get his money on the field, I know Michael Parsons can get his money off the field because you see all these podcasts he's doing with CJ Stroud. He's out here
They're
talking.
comedy.
Yeah, just Michael Parsons
Talking
thinks he's
about
good at everything. First of all,
if he
so
don't get paid, he might go play baseball instead. He gonna go to
yeah,
MLB.
Colin Cowherd is definitely gonna pay him to do something because he be talking, boy. He has the most confidence. He tried to sumo wrestle somebody. He
Did
thinks he
you
can
watch
take a
that
sumo
episode?
wrestler. I
So
watched the sumo wrestling part on Instagram.
so go. It's on HBO Max.
Mhm.
Him and CJ have it's like a show where they're the Edge in Tokyo, and so they do sumo wrestling. They throw the first pitch to a Japanese baseball game, and then they drive the little Mario Kart
Oh yeah,
things
through
around
Japan.
Japan.
That's epic.
And they do like little 25-minute episodes, right? And it was funny. It's crazy. The sumo one's really good because these fools had to sit. So these big sumo wrestler guys are like sitting cross-legged on the floor eating their food, right? And Micah and CJ had to have the producers bring in chairs because their hips were all like tight and they couldn't sit on the
Oh
ground
yeah.
anymore.
Hell
And it
no.
was super,
Yeah.
oh, it was funny. But
Yeah,
like
that's
it was crazy. He couldn't move the sumo dudes. It's good. It's on Max.
Yeah. So
Uh,
this fool, he just thinks he's good at everything. He thinks he's the best at basketball. He thinks he's the best at baseball, apparently. I guess he was talking to Mookie Betts. I don't know if he was talking to
no,
Mookie
no. So
Betts.
he in that episode when they threw out the first pitch,
Uh-huh.
he was like, "Oh, I could probably bat like 180 or 200." And so that's in baseball, that's like pretty good, right? You're a super all-star if you're batting like 300 and
Yeah.
above.
Yeah.
Um, and so they were talking about out of like 200 bats, he thinks he could bat 200. And Mookie Betts on a podcast basically just said that if he had 500 at bats, he would not get one hit.
So
And
I wanted to know,
Glass now,
is that against Glass now or against anybody?
so any pitcher, but
Oh,
Glass
okay.
now said he could get probably like 5 hits out of 500, but like out of 500 at bats. But no, I don't know. It's it's interesting
I don't think I
because
would.
so as a baseball player, if if the pitcher didn't know that you weren't a professional
Right.
baseball player,
Yeah.
you would have a better chance.
Yeah.
But if a pitcher knew you didn't play baseball, they're gonna pitch to you a way where you're not gonna get a hit.
Oh,
You're
yes.
you're most likely not
If
gonna
they
get a
told
hit.
him about the bet that you were making,
You're
they would
not
not
gonna
let you.
get yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He's not gonna let you get hit.
Yeah, yeah. So you might catch a couple hits for like pitchers that forgot you didn't play baseball and they got lazy.
Yeah.
But that's how good pitchers are.
Yeah.
If they knew if they knew you weren't a baseball player, it's over for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're gonna throw it. They're not gonna give you. They won't give you one fastball. If you and if they gave you a fastball, it would be the last pitch they threw to you, and it'd be like 100 miles
110.
an hour, like way above your head, not a
Yeah.
strike. So get
Have you out there
ready.
swinging? Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I love his confidence though. He said if he was in the NBA, he'd go out there and drop 20. I'm like, okay,
Nah,
all right, brother.
dude.
All right,
Yeah.
I've seen some ballers. I mean, Miles Garrett can get out there and hoop. I think he's a little bit better of a hooper than Micah, and I don't think he can get
No, it
20.
was funny though, because he was talking mess and he gets humbled a little bit by the sumo dudes because they them boys anchored down. So like they had a pushing contest and he tried to like push them and once they like anchor down, they
Yeah,
literally don't move. And it's
yeah.
weird. It's
I
pretty cool
saw him
though.
trying to toss him. He was like, "You better be cool. Those knees don't work the same as they do out here. You'll twist a tear
Yeah,
ACL trying to mess with these big old boys."
for real. And you're definitely getting paid now.
Oh yeah, Micah, be careful. But I love his confidence. Check out his podcast. I think he does have a podcast. I forgot exactly where it's at, but he's doing big things off and on the field.
I think it's called The Edge.
The Edge. All right,
Yeah.
what else we got? Pop culture. Let's move over into this rapid fire pop culture here. Druski, Cenat, Kevin
Oh
Hart
man.
sleepover. The world saw it. One of the most streamed sessions that I've seen in a while. Man, Cenat's been going crazy online, and it's been crazy to see a bunch of stars actually go and stop by at his crib and do a lot of promo. Kevin Hart being one that stopped over the house and kick it. Him being like 40 something himself, going kick it with Cenat and Druski for a sleepover, brother. That when he first
Yeah.
went, the first time it was cool. We thought it was gonna be the only thing, but everybody was suggesting maybe a sleepover. What if you guys did a sleepover like you did with Drewski? And it was interesting. How'd you feel about it? Did you watch it?
So I saw the clips, obviously, but then I looked and they have it on YouTube. So I'm
Hmm.
like, I've been letting it play in the background during the day or whatever. And bro, they are so Kai is more moderator.
Yeah,
Like he's cool, like he's more funny.
yeah.
But Drewski and Kevin Hart are very,
Oh my
very,
God, they're
very funny.
ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
And the way that they are funny is just so like it's very like with the boys type of like if you joke around, like the jokes that they make, how nonchalant they come out, how like quickly they come out, like Kevin Hart he was talking, he was saying something like, yeah, man, be careful with them energy drinks. They don't mix well with Ozempic. He said that to Druski, and Druski, and like just like just saying Druski took Ozempic, but like not really, like they hadn't talked about it previous to that or anything, and just
Yeah.
it just shit like that, bro. It
Kevin
was
Hart was just going off the top. That's my favorite Kevin Hart when he's in his element and just feels comfortable. And when he's
that
improving and just
shit.
capping on people. And those jokes where he starts laughing a little bit before he actually says the line of what
And
he's trying
then
to say.
goes super straight face after he says
Yeah.
it. Just pretends like he's not like paying attention, but everybody's cracking up.
Yeah. And then
It
Druski just
was
don't give a
full of
fuck.
that.
He's just like a fat dude that do all the fat dude shit and just don't give a fuck about it. Have his ass
Yep.
crack out. Fool's getting judo slammed all over the room. His booty
Yeah,
crack was out,
yeah,
falling
yeah.
on the broken table. This
He's
fool,
funny.
yeah, he's
Nah,
hilarious.
there it's cool though, cause like actually watching through it, you kind of see Kevin Hart with being very open to like the next generation, which is
Exactly.
really cool.
Hmm.
Not you don't really see old people kicking it with the young, like having fun in like a genuine like environment. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
why um to go on your topic, that's why I think streaming and stuff like that has gotten very like big and popular and stuff is because you can there's a way of it being like TV but being very like genuine kind of,
Right. Yeah.
so it's not this obviously you have some streamers who like are way over the top and try to act, but I would say most of the top streamers are very like genuine,
Right.
very in their lane,
Hmm.
very in their environment, so they don't have to try and act a certain way.
Yeah.
um
And they've
and I
curated their own fan base to where they like them for them. You know what I mean? And they
yeah,
can, yeah, they'll keep coming back because streaming itself is a weird ass kind of platform.
it
Like,
it's very weird, like
yeah,
people, so like when you think about it, it's like people are just giving you money to
and
like
you're sitting there.
watch.
Yeah, it's watch you just
And
sit.
it's obviously it's weird coming from people who like, I'm sorry, like I'll support you and shit, but I ain't gonna throw money at you like
Yeah,
that. Like I
yeah.
fucks with you, but I ain't fucks with you like
Especially if
that.
you can watch for free. I don't understand why we're even
Yeah.
donating the money. It's kind of
But
weird.
like that's how deep the fan base is, which
Right.
is really cool,
Yeah.
right? And if you got it, yeah, I would support. It's like buying somebody somebody's $100 sweatshirt that you're trying to support, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you get substance, but people are taking in that for substance,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And it's a new source of kind of interviewing because I mean I saw Nicki Minaj in there with Cenat. You fucking all newer stars are coming in there chilling with them. We've seen in the span of a couple of years, Cenat have a variety of guests in that house.
hey,
Freaking Blueface
and
in them, crazy
and
shit.
if you watch them, you see how easy it is. You see all this stuff in the background that we got. I could sell this space. I could sell this space. I
Right.
could sell that space. I could pull a product and be like, hey, we drinking blah, 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 blah. This
Yeah.
shit is good.
Yeah.
And the viewer might not know, but I got paid a couple racks just
Yeah.
to show you this product type.
Yeah. And because there's
So it's like,
100,000 people in here. Yeah.
yeah. And when you're talking about it, we just interviewed Eric Bellinger for Shirley's Temple, and he was
Hmm.
like, one thing about being independent that he loved so much was actually getting a paycheck himself every month,
Yeah.
right? So you're collecting your money, right?
Hmm.
So royalties, if you're assigned to somebody,
They
they're
bust it
collecting
down.
it on your
Yeah.
behalf and you're getting it from them.
Yeah.
And he was saying, man, getting that check straight to you, like knowing it's not like a residual of what somebody's seen already, like
Right.
it's huge. Like
Yeah.
most artists, it is like shit. Most artists have never even felt that before.
Oh yeah,
They don't.
especially
They
after getting money for so long and seeing how much money comes out and goes to other people and the rest of their just getting a full check to themselves. Just the mental of it is just probably so relieving and so refreshing. Yeah.
And so we wonder why like streamers are in this other like avenue compared to artists and musicians and stuff like that is because these streamers, hey, they're getting paid right up front.
Yeah.
Like those people gifting, that's going straight to like Kai's bank account type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that money that Kai is getting to promote those products and stuff like on his thing, they're paying him up front and they're giving him money, and then that allows him to create better content. You know what I'm
And he doesn't
saying?
even do hella extra shit. That's the thing about it. This will get air
Well,
mattresses and throw water on each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And bring a porta potty in and throw chairs around. It's like, nigga, what?
But he be doing like random shit, but it's like expensive random
And
shit,
it's all
right?
write-offs too. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
So, but I mean, right, you still got to pay it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can write it off, and so like I think that's a hard. Everybody, I think everybody's like, oh yeah, well you can if we write it off, it's all good. Like, nah, we still got to pay that,
No,
but
absolutely.
it's
But you'll just
it's
get
all
some money back at the end of the
yeah,
year.
yeah. You get a little back on the back end, right? And so that's like you basically you lightweight getting everything on sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and
And
essentially, like when he does shit or breaks anything in the video, it pays for itself because of the shit that he gets during it. Yeah.
exactly, for sure. And
Yeah.
so I think there's just so many ways that you can make money within it. It's just it's a cool and a genius idea. And I give more power, like shout out to the streamers, you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
take back
Like,
the power. Curate your own fan base. You used to have to do hella shit, jump through hella loops for people to help you get that fan base. But shit, and I love how they do it as a team. They have a team with them. The whole amp house. You can tell he's doing that in part of a house that they live in together. You know what I mean?
oh
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah, for sure.
you know what
So
I mean?
it's interesting because I went to one Wiz like has this Wiz and game like Wiz and Friends like gaming or something, right?
Hmm.
And so there's actual like houses that are set up for like streaming houses. So they have the best Wi-Fi. They basically rent out like it's a huge house and they have different rooms set up. And so you can rent out either the house or you can rent out a room to basically stream. Um, and it's pretty tight. Like,
Shit.
you know what I'm
If you
saying?
and again, if you have that following again, it pays for it. So everything just it's full circle. I
Well, and
feel.
those are like for people who obviously like aren't making it big right away, right?
Hmm.
So it's like you got a little money and you want to get a nice little setup, but you can't do it wherever right there. Like you go to one of these little streaming houses and like do your little stuff like that. But I think it's a cool lane. I think
Yeah.
it's a even if you're not making money from it, I feel like it's a good way for people to at least try and spread positivity, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like the streamers aren't the ones like going out and doing like the stupid pranks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a fan base that are like, nah, like when you out doing stupid stuff that's like bad for humanity, I feel like your fan base overall isn't gonna be like cheering that on.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of these people kind of like I feel like they matured from that because they were doing a lot of that shit before.
so like the vine start off,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's like you start doing something and then you can graduate to like, all right, I got a fan base doing some stupid shit. Like now let me stop pranking people in grocery stores and stuff. Like it's funny and all, but
My content from making content, put it on Instagram. Now we're just gonna go over to the streaming and do actual shit. Because I seen that guy. I don't know if you follow him. I forgot his last name. Tony Stedavici. He's hella funny. This looks like Italian dude, ponytail. He does like hella like anime content, hella joke content, hella show, just pop culture content. He's hella funny. But he also tries to get his gaming stream stuff happening at the same time. He'll go on Instagram Live and be like, "I'm about to stream now. Come check me out over here." I think it's a great. Once you make it to that streaming, you can get right when you hop on the academics type of shit. Hella people to join right when you hop on. It can contain that fan base. It's just nuts.
for
It's
real.
nuts.
So like when I was watching like the first 20 minutes of the Kevin Hart, Kai, and Druski thing, and they had like 500,000 people in it in the first like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's like, bro, what?
yeah.
How did you get that many people in it that quickly?
seeing
but
those
that
fools.
fan base.
What's that fool's dude? The other dude that they're always with. His name is like something about like running fast. What's his name? What's his name? Flat. Fuck. What's his the soccer guy? He's Speed. I think his name is Speed.
Speed. Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
something about running fast.
Running fast.
That fool, shit. When I think there's one stream he had on when he was trying to hit like 7 million or 1 million subscribers
And
type
his
shit.
battery died right when it happened.
It's like how it's crazy to see that people like stream and people just be sitting there and then their shit's just ticking off, ticking, ticking. And it's
Yeah,
this
going
people
up.
support you trying to get to that threshold and they just enjoy you so much that they're just willing to support you like that. It's kind of
Well, and I think the cool thing about streaming is it like a podcast, it allows people to like hop on intermittently with stuff, right?
yeah,
So if you're streaming, I could throw on a stream and I don't really like have to be locked in like a movie for the whole time, right?
yeah,
I could subconsciously watch you for 5 hours,
yeah,
right? Without like really watching you for five
yeah,
hours. Like just
for
kind of,
sure,
like I could listen to a podcast while I do other stuff for like 2 hours.
for
Like
sure.
I think that's what streaming has really allowed, like the flexibility of being able to watch that content and getting snippets, right?
Yeah,
I
and
feel
that's what it's all about now too. Yeah.
yeah, the social clips,
hmm
right? And they shot for 9 hours and they probably got like 40 different funny social clips that they're
Yeah.
gonna post and keep things, buzzing, right?
Yep.
So
Got to compete with Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get
yeah.
gotta get it going. But
Ray
yeah,
J, Ray J's, I gotta watch Ray J's.
I didn't like the Ray J one. He just talked too much. He did too much of the so your sister. So your sister.
Oh
You're the sister.
no.
You're the brother
He
of Brandy. How did that affect you in your life? Like
okay, so you're talking about Shannon.
yeah. He
This
did that
question.
the whole
Oh, okay,
time. The
okay.
whole time is like, so you're Brandy's brother, and she's taking off and she's famous. How does that affect your life?
Oh, okay,
She's famous.
okay.
She's doing all this stuff, and you get in trouble. Didn't you know your sister's getting the bag? I should act right. Like it
Yeah,
was just
okay,
it's
okay.
all about Brandy. It's like
So
Shannon, you're
he
not.
for sure, yeah, Shannon was trying to holler.
Yeah, he was trying to get Brandy on the show next. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hey Brandy, come through. We just talked to your brother. We're trying to see what's up.
And the clips that they put out, I was looking for. He was like, man, I don't like none of these NBA players or NFL players because they always will try to go after your girl and sleep with your wife.
Shannon or Ray J?
Ray J was saying that he's like, I don't know, I don't like none of you NFL basketball players, NBA players, except for Paul George. That's my nigga. But everybody else,
I
he
feel
said
it.
some funny shit like that, and it's some Kim Kardashian shit. You know the shit you always look for from Ray J. But he put that in the
Bruh.
clips, but they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah. I saw Charlemagne gave him donkey of the day.
for
Uh
that for saying that.
the about Kim K is like, man, I just remember what does that even mean? Hey, but he's always been known for being like,
Yeah,
what did you
he's
just
funny.
say?
Yeah, he's funny as fuck. And Charlemagne is fucking crazy as fuck too. I fuck with Charlemagne heavy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think streaming in general is just good for the youth. It shows another lane of entrepreneurship, independence. There's always a company that's trying to, take our talent and just kind of like suck it dry and make the most money off of it. Though they're behind a paywall of like Kick and Twitch or whatever. Go ahead. You said
I
something?
want the streamers to show how hard it is though.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I want them to show, and Mr. Beast does that pretty well. But I feel like the new generation sees it and thinks it's very easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
he's just sitting in his room
Mm,
doing stuff.
yeah.
I could totally do that, but no, that's not
Nah.
how it works.
Yeah.
And
You
so
can't
that's why these kids just grow up like, I want to be a streamer because they
right.
just don't do anything and make a lot of money.
Exactly.
No, no, no.
There's a lot of people that want to do that. So you gotta set yourself out there. People, if they ain't gonna watch you play video games, and they ain't gonna sit there and watch you talk like they do Kais and that. So get it
And
together.
anything in life it's if you don't run it like a business, it's not gonna make you money like a business.
Right.
Like that's the only way that you can really actually be because that's what making money is, right? a business in a sense, right? Like
Mm,
no matter to what kind of form, from the streets to the skyscrapers and the buildings and the offices and stuff,
hmm
it's like when
Gotta have a
you're making money,
yeah.
it's a business.
This is a business, not just jumping into it, turning on a camera and just saying, "Hi, kids, you like violence?" You know what I'm saying? Though it may look that easy, that's it takes years and years of work. It takes a lot of people that you know that are famous out there. They failed 3 times before they got famous once. So remember that. But moving on, Michael Rainey, from Power, Tyreek from Power, is in the news recently, for some weird stuff. I wouldn't say weird, it's just interesting to me because it's not really often you see guys, celebrities in this situation and the situation being this way. But anyways, Michael Rainey was on this guy's podcast or live stream. We were just talking about live streams, so I guess that kind of ties directly in. His name is Ty Lil James. Supposedly he's very popular, be having celebrities on his shit all the time. During the live, it was weird. It was a weird situation here. I saw the clip. I didn't really look too much more into it, but I saw the clip and saw the story. There was a Ty Lil James. He was in main focus in the camera, talking to some little girls about money, about getting a job. He was cussing a lot at the kids for not, you know, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but he was cussing at the little
Very
girls.
interesting
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, cussing at
The
these little girls
screen grab
about
threw me off.
oh yeah. It was nuts. It was nuts. These little girls asking him for money, I guess, and the dude's like, "Oh, you got to work for money. You know how these people in here. You know what we doing here." Kind of just trying to hype himself up to some 5-year-olds and shit, which was weird. And they had an old ass man in the back saying, "Leave my daughters alone." So I guess this is their parent in the back, just kind of watching this guy cuss at the kids. But behind that, you see Tyreek, Mr. Michael Rainey from Power, just standing there, kind of vibing, obviously in the stream with the dude, and this girl just comes up out of nowhere and just starts talking to him, looks like she's talking to him all sexy, and then just kind of grabs at his dick area. I mean, you could see it in his face that he wasn't really enjoying what was going on. And mind you, there's little girls like 2 feet in front of them. This girl happened to be Mr. Tylil's sister. Um, who, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know much about her, but I guess his Tylil has said she's wild. She kind of just freaked out when she saw Tyreek in the house and just kind of just lost control of herself and just did what she did. But I kind of just feel like going up and just grabbing somebody's dick isn't something you do just when you see somebody or when you're fanning out. That's sexual assault. I get it. Some people might be like, "Oh, it's a guy, this girl kind of going and grabbing his dick or just kind of showing that she's interested. Shouldn't be a crime. He should just go with it. Is he gay?" Nah, I think this is kind of crazy. People are saying if she was more attractive than she was, he wouldn't have a problem with it. He probably would just let it rock. No, this is crazy.
I
Have
think
you
it
seen
was
the
a
clip?
setup.
You
I
think?
seen the clip. I think it was a
Yeah.
setup.
What do you think?
I, I mean, so who really knows of his show? I mean,
I don't. I don't.
have you heard of it? Okay.
I haven't. No.
Well, first of all, if you look where he was live streaming, it it doesn't seem like he does it from wherever he was at very often. I would hope not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two, the whole just like the whole everything that was going on just seemed, like when you're in one of those situations, is like this stuff this is off. Whatever, just this is just this don't usually happen. This is off. And so I feel like it heavily felt like that. And basically now his show is buzzing. I mean, obviously it's not buzzing, but now you know of
No
his show.
notoriety. Yeah.
And it was just a stunt that like would just be very random for somebody who knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Um, I think, and we're just talking about streamers. I feel like streamers,
No.
some
Yeah.
of them are, when you're at a certain level, have to do those type of things to try and get to that level to maybe
Yeah.
stop.
hmm
But he just, I don't know. It just seemed very like staged. And if he like was like, "Oh, I can apologize and it'll be all good," right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't do it. And
Yeah.
so, but it's going to create buzz no matter what. That it have I don't know how old she was. How old was she?
Oh, they never said. I don't know.
Um because like she would know. It's like you're looking at a live stream.
Yeah, they
You're
all
on
are.
camera, you're all
Yeah,
watching. Like you know what you're about to do is live stream isn't like gone anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like people are, especially celebrities, like people are recording your shit. So I felt like it was very like forced.
yeah, it's nuts,
No
and
pun intended,
yeah, definitely forced.
but
Definitely forced. And I don't understand why she would do it. I mean, unless it was like towards the end of the stream, she may have wished he dude told his sister to go do some crazy shit, made him hella uncomfortable, made him just want to leave, and just that fucks up your stream ultimately. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Unless Michael Rainey was in it, on it too, trying to promote the show, and it was just like, but it seems like he's
wait,
taking legal action.
oh, okay. Which I
Hmm.
mean, you never know. I don't know. I feel like it happened to him, so he
Probably
kind of
got a
like
girlfriend. Shit.
yeah, like he kind of like
Yeah.
has to take legal action,
Yeah.
or
It's like
else people are gonna think he was in on it, right?
yeah, because
Uh,
everybody's gonna see it for sure, and he had to be like, "Hey, hey, hey!" His girl's watching. Text him. What's that girl doing to you on the?
but even so, bro, like I don't care how bad you are. We on a live stream, and you do that to me. I'm hey,
Yeah,
anybody. What do you
exactly.
mean? There
That,
are little girls in
yeah,
front of
yeah,
me.
yeah.
What are you doing?
With
Like,
the with an adult right here to the left.
yes, like you are tripping. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm
And his apology
straight.
was whack as fuck too. He's like, "Yeah, I don't want to call my sister out of the name because that is my sister, but she did kind of fan out and kind of did what she did was wrong. I'm
So
not condoning any of that shit. Like it was kind
so
of fake of an apology."
doesn't that sound like something he drafted up before it even happened?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. And it doesn't even sound, it doesn't, what? It's like you're not going to call your sister what she is. She sexually assaulted this man. I don't know. It just seems kind of wild. And I think she was on one of those shows where they have like the random date with 21 girls go through and they have like the one guy sitting
Pop the
there.
balloon and shit.
Yeah, all that weird shit. But I don't know. Again, shout out Michael Rainey. Thank you for standing up for us, man, because shit, there's always a double standard out there. If it would happen to a woman, it would have been take down this man's
So
stream,
there would have
cancel him.
so like that's the crazy thing about it, right? Is if it would have happened to a woman, there would have been absolutely no, oh, she should press charges. Like there would a hundred
Yeah,
percent like be forced legal action,
yeah,
lightweight, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like even if she did, all right, so even if she did not like do legal action, I still feel like something might happen to that person because it's visually seen, like you
Yeah.
can see it, like you know what I'm
And
saying,
there's
like
minors here. Like he just
yeah,
wilding
like
out.
somebody's gonna find something to come get your ass
Yeah,
if it's the other way around,
yeah.
which that I just yeah, it ain't fair, but it's a that's a whole nother topic of the whole like Me Too movement and
Mm.
the yeah the
Terry
yeah yeah
Crews and the whole yeah males yeah.
yep.
Anyways, let's move
Next
on a little on.
episode.
Yeah, let's move on a little bit. Speaking of legal action, Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele held in contempt went to jail with Young Thug for which I kind of feel like he shouldn't have went to jail, but I guess he was kind of exposing some shit that he wasn't supposed to expose. I guess the judge, a couple of lawyers, and one of the key witnesses had a secret meeting in his chambers and that wasn't made privy to Young Thug's lawyer, which I'm sure is illegal, and could be cause for a mistrial. Which I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean he'll get out of jail, but this whole trial has been going downhill from a lot of the shit that's been going on. The lyrics in case, hearsay, some of the witnesses acting crazy, doing weird ass shit.
Woo.
Yeah, so this is
Crazy.
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Putting the lawyer in jail, holding him in contempt for not giving information is wild and wrong.
Well, and did you see the clip of them like going back and forth?
Yeah. Mhm.
Uh, bro, what another the judge was acting weird.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
you guys doing? You know you're being videoed right now. Like, what why would you be so you sounded so suspicious.
So
You
guilty, yeah.
sound yeah, so
How
and
did you get that
like
information? You're not gonna tell me?
one of those arguments, like you're just yeah, you just do not sound good. So might as well give up now, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
if he knows about it, like you're just gonna have to be like, okay, well,
Yeah, and you're gonna put them
yes,
in jail?
yeah,
That's
yeah. You're not gonna be like, okay, well, if you don't tell me that information, I'm gonna put you in jail. Well, what do you mean? I'm gonna put you in jail for doing illegal shit,
right. How are you
right?
gonna put
Like,
me in jail for you not telling me information you're supposed to tell me? That makes no
and
sense.
so the another thing is, so the court appointed him a backup lawyer or whatever, right? And he went in the court and was basically like, "Hey, I'm from the same stance as the previous lawyer. I
Okay.
believe you did this, and I believe I'm calling for a mistrial because you blah 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 blah." And so they just had another dude. You're gonna just have to throw everybody in court until you
Yeah,
tell who you did it to,
I'm telling you,
right?
man, because that Atlanta don't want to go out. They put this big ass RICO case up against Young Thug, and now publicly they're being embarrassed. So now it's like we got to win at all costs. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, but it's like you looking foolish. Like I
Yep.
saw a video that just came out, and I don't know if this is actually what they're talking about,
Mhm.
but um basically the judge was like, all right, we're gonna go on a 10-minute like recess or whatever, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And after he says that, the note taker stops taking notes, and basically the dude that's testifying or whatever, he's like, shit, the she the prosecutor or whatever is talking to him, and he just randomly goes, shit, I'm about to take the fifth.
Oh yeah.
And but so like that isn't registered in anywhere like in the notes or anything like that, but there's a video of it, right? And so I like follow this random lawyer page and I saw it pop up. um and they were like, the defense lawyers needs to bring this shit to the table and say like, what's up with this? Because like, why did he even say to the prosecutor, what did the he was like saying, what did the prosecutor say for him to say that he's about to take the fifth? Like,
Right.
so none of that was typed up, none of that was put into a conversation,
Oh
like,
wow. Yeah, they're
so
fucking up this trial for sure.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And the defendants are acting crazy. That
Free
oh,
Tory
I can't see.
and Thug.
There's a guy in here. There's people in. There's a guy in here that was that was involved in any of the crime. I don't know. I can't see that far. Oh,
Bruh.
okay.
It was hella funny.
Stand up and take a look for us. Okay. Okay. I don't know, but I'm thirsty though. Can I have something to drink?
Yeah, yeah, bruh.
He's like, yeah, I can
Uh,
get you something to drink. You can give me something to drink. What you gonna give me? I can get you a water.
like,
I don't drink water. Like what?
you want a soda, nigga? What you mean?
You
What
ain't
are
getting
you
no
talking
alcohol,
about?
weirdo.
Nah,
But
I
yeah.
saw one today was funny that I think his name was YSL Woody. Basically somebody said, "Oh, on a podcast they had like a video and he was like, "Oh yeah, somebody said you be repping like YSL something." He was like, "Oh yeah, gang." And then in in court, he hella was like, yeah, I said game. GAME. She was like, so you're saying you said game? He's like, yeah, I said game. And
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
They be playing all kind of games in
I
there.
feel it though.
Yeah, but free the guys, man. Free Young Thug, free Tory
Yeah,
Lanez, free but prayers out to all the family if they were killed in any kind of way in the gang activity that did actually happen.
yeah. Stop
Prayers
all
out to
that
them.
bad shit, but free the good niggas. All right.
Yeah. Really quickly, speaking of corrupt people, I don't know, how this ties in, but Black Ops 6 comes out October 26th. I do want to promote Best of Buys a little bit more on the gaming side because we got gaming content too. We be out here on the vids, we on Call of Duty, we about to be on that College Football 25, of course, streaming it all of it. Check us out, Lydell Dinero. I'm on Twitch. Gaming, we have a new clan tag. It's Best of Buys
Yeah.
Gaming. You see us on the if you see us on Call of Duty, you see that little clan tag running by, watch your neck because you might get shot in it. You feel me? BOBG, Best of Buys Gaming. You'll check us out. But yeah, anyways, Best of Buy, not Best of Buys, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 coming out. I don't know what happened to Black Ops 4 or 5.
I
I don't even think
don't
there's a
even.
3. I think there's a Black Ops 1, 2, and they just skipped to 6, to be 100% honest. But Yeah, it's coming out. How do you feel about the games? I know we play Warzone a lot. I know Paul is indifferent. He don't like spending money as it is. But when it comes to Warzone and actually getting the full game, how do you feel? Are you going to get the game, or are you going to be
Black
Warzone
Ops,
exclusive?
Black Ops Cold War was number 5,
Okay.
but they did have a Black Ops 4, I guess.
Oh,
They had a
nice.
1, 2, 3, 4 Cold War, and now 6.
Okay,
Um,
sheesh. They had hella
right.
one.
I've always liked Black Ops though. I
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like obviously the Call of Duty games have always been like gun based for me, right? So the Black Ops I felt like have always kind of had like the cooler guns, like
Yeah.
the Cold War, like the older one, like the World War ones. I always felt like I never really liked those
Hmm.
guns.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'm excited to play it. I'm not gonna buy it.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna play Warzone, so I don't know how much that is that gonna like change everything. So like, will all the maps for Warzone like change?
I don't know. I think they may actually keep the same Warzone. I don't think they'll have a new Warzone for Black
Okay.
Ops, to be honest. I don't think they will. I think they'll keep the same Warzone. The content of the game will be different. I think Black Ops is the one where they have a lot of the zombies and stuff in.
So like they'll just integrate extra.
Probably new maps
Well,
when it
no,
actually does
because
drop.
but multiplayer and stuff, they'll
Yeah.
have that,
Yeah,
huh?
domination, team deathmatch, and all that shit. I think I'm gonna get back on the train of actually getting those.
You have to
Because
buy the games for those, right?
yeah, they give you a little
Okay.
free little promotion
Because
during the
those are
first couple of
fun.
weeks. They are. I love domination. And you can actually get way more kills, practice with the guns, level them up, and then bring them
Smaller
over to Warzone.
maps,
Yep.
more action.
You can level up
So
hella fast.
that's what I used to like. Obviously I played Warzone, but I used to play multiplayer that way.
Hmm.
Um, like the old Nuketown and what's the other one? Like the Steel Mill one? What was that called? Rusty or
Rust, it
Rust
was
Town?
called.
Rust Town or
Uh-huh.
yeah, Rust. No,
I think it was
Nuketown
just
and
called,
Rust.
it was just Rust,
Yeah.
uh-huh. You can run up
Um,
the little thing on the side.
yup,
Yeah.
yup. And so I remember playing those. Remember they had the super small map with the shipping containers?
Oh yeah, yep,
Where you
yep.
just run is
That's
super
the one they had on
everybody's super
the
close.
I think they had that one on the this last game for a little free little promotion. They had you can do that one. You can do that old school like the little cruise ship they used to have. You can run around on a little cruise ship.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
there's a lot of older levels, but I'm
So
excited,
I'll
man.
probably only buy it if you buy it because I'm
I'll
not
pro
gonna want to just play on there by
Oh, I'm
myself.
for sure gonna buy. I've stopped buying a lot of the games that I should be buying, and it's gonna help with content as well. Can stream shit. I didn't buy Madden last year. I bought NCAA. I'm definitely gonna buy again. If you guys are into that NCAA 25, let me know what team you rock with. You can't be Oregon though. I'm sorry, but you can pick any other team. 32 team franchise. You know what I'm
Oh, we need
saying?
to
Bring
do
your
you
shit.
know best of bias NCAA franchise right there
Exactly. That's
too.
what we're gonna get. I got a couple people ready to play.
The BOB 12.
Yeah. Yep. Here we go. We went the college football playoff. Start your coach. You can start any dynasty you want. You want to pick a sorry team and just build them to greatness. Local team, San Jose State, Stanford, anybody like that. We got a lot of people, Alabama taking already, Florida, Texas, and stuff like that. But if you have a school that you want to play with, holla at us. We're trying to get into the game and stuff and stream a lot more. So I wanted to throw this little gaming segment in there for you. But let's move over and lastly into Cinema Corner before we get up out of here. Venom trailer. Let's talk about this first because I probably have the least to say about this Venom trailer. Venom Last Dance. Me personally, Sony, I think you stepped all over Venom. I am very, very upset with you guys how you treated him. You used Tom Hardy as well in a fucking comedy role for one of the best anti-heroes that Marvel has ever made. Shout out Sam De La Rosa. You feel me? The game did better presenting Venom did than the fucking movies. Too much jokes, having Venom and Eddie Brock talk to each other the whole movie is kind of stupid to me. It takes away the badassness. Having so many different Venoms in every Venom movie is stupid. I am a proponent of having bad guys that are different than the main characters. Show us a variety of powers. Stop showing us the same shit. Um,
Other actors killing it,
exactly. I like
going
the
after each other.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Venom going against Carnage. They're basically the same motherfucking thing. Uh,
Or two anti-heroes like Deadpool and Wolverine were having to work together after another villain.
exactly. That's what we're waiting for. Everything is gonna come out to Deadpool. I think Deadpool is gonna fucking reinvigorate everything. I'm just really sad because we're supposed to be introducing Tony Parker, Peter Parker in Venom as a 10-year-old kid. That makes no sense to me because Venom and Spider-Man go hand in hand. Eddie Brock and Peter Parker are like the same age. So for Eddie Brock to meet Peter Parker as a 10-year-old kid doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah, which all right. So like I'm not a big fan. All right, I am, but it's made it to where I feel like they've gotten very lazy to where the whole multiverse, the whole different type of timeline. I feel like they've made it to where back in the day everything had to line up.
Mhm.
Now they're like, well, if it doesn't line up, we could just be
Yeah,
like, we could just say this. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We all hint
Uh,
that it might line up, but it's not gonna really line up. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's what we're getting a lot of riding the piggybacks of other things. I think it was Martin Scorsese who might have said it, but they said something about Shogun. It's people aren't creating much original content anymore,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
People are remaking things, right? We're not getting original stories or character growth. Everything seems to be a spin-off of something that's already happened or we've already seen or read about. And I feel like Venom is right up the line of that. It screams we're trying to do Deadpool, but we're like getting Thor God of Thunder.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
for
that's
sure.
what that screams to me.
And they also are making sequels to a movie that nobody asked for. Well, I wouldn't say nobody's
Yeah.
asking for Venom, but nobody asked for the sequel because the first one everybody thought was so bad. To make a second, now a third one. I think the second one's better with the Woody Harrelson playing Carnage.
Yeah.
I think that one got a little better, and that's why I gave people like, okay, maybe we can make a third. But yeah, this one is not
But
going to be good.
you got to tie, yeah, you got to tie, if you're going to do that, you got to tie it into something heavily a lot better.
Yeah,
Like, but I don't know.
it's not it. But anyways, moving on. The Boys season 4. We just talked about that a little bit in the beginning. It should be
Lasted
coming
3
out
hours.
tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, at midnight. Are you excited? I know you just caught up and kind of were watching all
Uh,
the
so
episodes in
I, I,
succession.
I still have 2 episodes of season 3 left.
Okay.
So that's going to be perfect for me because I'm just going to jump right from season 3 right into 4.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Hmm.
but so Pat knows I I have a love-hate relationship with the boys
Yeah,
just because of I totally understand why they do what they do for the aspect of what they're trying to like give for the audience.
yeah.
But I think a lot of it's over the top.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure, for sure over the top.
uh, yeah, it's just too much for me to watch sometimes, like
Oh
certain
yeah,
things.
oh
And
yeah,
so I don't really like watching things where like I I have to turn around or
oh
like
yeah,
not watch for certain scenes in the boys. And
oh yeah,
like
for sure. When he turned
it's
into himself and started giving himself head. Whoa.
that yeah, that was bad. The one where dude shrunk and
Ah,
went inside,
exploded.
bro.
That
Like
was
come on.
hilarious.
The
Yeah.
one where he had the dude pretend to be him
Mm.
and he
But
was like
oh yeah,
fucking with
yeah,
it that
yeah, yeah.
that
That's what I'm
that was the
saying.
so that was the one that made me stop
Yeah.
watching. I was like after that episode I was like I can't do it anymore.
It was
I was
just
like nah.
it was
And
weird shit.
then
From the beginning when fucking A Train ran through the dude's girl. It's like,
so
holy
like that was
shit.
brutal, but it wasn't to where I felt that was just like gory.
Mhm.
This other stuff is like it gets you like mentally, it's like mentally weird. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
like I feel weird watching this. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
They do.
that's what it be getting me. And I'd be like, nah, I
And
gotta
that's the
turn
thing
around.
about the boys. They push the envelope every episode, every season to see how much further they can go. Especially in Gen V, you saw some weird shit happening in
So
Gen
so
V.
I gotta pick Gen V back up
Yeah,
after the boys.
yeah,
Because I started
they,
watching that as well.
yeah,
That
it's crazy.
that one started off brutal.
Yeah. Oh,
The yes.
with the
So
girl
no
in the bathroom
spoilers,
scene. Yeah, we
but
talked about it
yes,
on the pod for sure. Yeah.
yeah, her like opening scene, that was like, okay, we're this is how we're
Slicing them up
starting
with the
off.
menstrual blood. You feel me? And then this the whole part where well, that's in season two. Well, I won't give it away. I'll let you watch it, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's coming back soon. Everybody get excited. I'm excited to see Huey, Billy Butcher and the boys. Well, get
Yeah.
it in the gang, I guess. Frenchie, Kimiko. We'll see if A Train becomes a good guy because you know his whole arc after dude fucked up his brother. And yeah, yeah.
No, yeah,
He
I even look at Homelander different when we're playing Call of Duty. Like
oh yeah, he's an asshole.
whenever I see him running around, I really want to get that guy.
Oh yeah. And every season it's just like, damn, nobody has fucked him up yet. And it's almost there. And it just gets worse and worse. So I hope this season they find somebody to have a character that can actually go toes. You saw Billy Butcher trying to go toes with him. But you know, that Tim V is fucking him up, him and Huey. So they,
Yeah.
you know, so we gonna see. We gonna see what happens.
Quick take though. Do you think who you got, Homelander or Superman?
I do got Superman for sure. I just feel like
Ooh.
Homelander was created in a bottle, and it's just like Superman has OP powers that can't even be explained. He gets
So the
stronger.
only the only reason I feel like Homelander might be it is because he doesn't really have a weakness, right? And he's super plugged in.
Mhm.
So he knows a guy that knows a guy that can get some kryptonite. And he gonna play dirty. Superman has to be a man of the people, right? So I don't know. I feel like I would hope Superman could win, but it's always harder fighting that guy that doesn't have the moral ground
Yeah,
that he has to stay within.
I feel it. I feel like yeah, if he knew about kryptonite and you gave Superman some background knowledge on Homelander and just knew that he was actually killable, I think and you know what he was capable of. I think Superman would just end his shit because
Does
he.
Superman kill people?
I don't think. Well, not really in the cartoons, but the way he be smacking niggas, he should be
No,
killing
I know, but I'm just what I'm like
yeah,
trying to think of
I don't think he has that
like
Batman
Thor
I won't
chopped
kill
that
type shit.
Thor chopped Thanos head off. You
Oh
feel me?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Superman,
I'm trying to
he'll fuck
think.
you up,
Does
especially if you're fighting
Superman kill
Homelander and
people?
y'all just both don't give out. It's like he gets stronger closer you get to the sun. You know what I'm saying? So he just will just
Say they both flew into each other as fast as they can with their arm out. Whose arm's gonna be more broke?
Homelander. Homelander gets fucked
Yeah,
up by so many regular
he
people.
does.
He
He
gets fucked
does.
up by fucking Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy is the person that can kill him. And then Soldier
Soldier
Boy's a
Boy,
little bitch.
Soldier
Yeah.
Boy, Superman. What you mean, bro?
Soldier Boy is a racist as fuck
Superman
too.
now.
It's like all the best characters in the boys are the most racist. It's crazy.
I know.
The
It's
Soldier
brutal.
Boy hella racist. Fucking dude that Homelander hella racist. That girl that comes in hella racist. She a fucking Nazi. It's just
Yeah, bro. So that was the one with the no legs now? Where she
oh
had her
yeah,
legs blown
all
off by a
all
little
fried
boy?
up. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, bro. She would that wasn't not all right. That one was like not that bad. But no, there was one that was very bad. It was their second sex scene where dude Homelander just basically smushed the guy's head up against the wall, and then they started having sex right
Oh
there.
yeah, killed him. Yeah, and she started
Yeah, I'm like,
la
bruh,
lasering him and
what?
lasering her in the chest and shit.
Like, yeah, like that was okay, but dude, you just blew this dude's brains out, and you're like fucking on it.
And then
Nah.
how fucking Soldier Boy whooped Black Noir's ass so bad. That's why he wears the suit now. Have you seen that part yet?
Uh,
That's in the newer season. Black Noir was in Soldier Boy's group back in the day, and everybody in the group hated Soldier Boy because he was an asshole. He's pretty much a
so
Captain America.
That's gotta come. That's gotta come soon.
You haven't seen Soldier Boy yet?
Uh-uh.
Oh, Soldier. Oh yeah, he's like the main person. So season 3, he's like the main person. He's like hella old, like Captain America, but he got put to sleep by gas because that's the only way to put him out is the sleeping gas. And he was an asshole back in the day, but he's the only person that can kill Homelander. So they revive him to try to get him to kill Homelander. But I think it's
Oh, okay. So, are you sure?
yeah,
All
and then
right.
they actually create Homelander from I think a Soldier Boy sperm or DNA or something like that. So he's actually a son type shit. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets
Uh.
deep. It gets deep.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out. But
Yep.
lastly, because we're not gonna talk about Bad Boys for Life. It's out right now. Go check it out. I'll talk about it next week. Just so I can let you guys go and review it. I got some personal takes. Everybody says it's really, really good, but there is some corniness in there, man. I describe it as a Black Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. I mean, but so like, do we expect anything more than that?
Yes, I
Like,
think they expect Martin Lawrence to be Martin Lawrence from the past Bad Boys. I think they expect the humor to be like past Bad Boys and the their what's the word? How they mold together. Whatever. Their what's the word I'm looking for?
chemistry.
Anyways, yeah, chemistry is the word. Yes, their chemistry. The past it just you could tell that Martin had some health issues. His lines were really forced.
Okay.
The punchlines didn't hit as well. There was
It
a lot
didn't
of
come off naturally.
exactly. It's a bunch of action scenes. Yeah, a lot of actions, but you can tell that they weren't really them doing the stunts.
Oh,
Um,
well, so they're getting
they're
old.
yeah, they're old and it's Fast and the Furious action. So you remember, I mean, Bad Boys 2 is a lot of action. It's maybe probably not all believable.
So Bad Boys 2 is my favorite Bad Boys.
Oh yeah, it was
But
good.
but they were also in their like prime for that, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
The last
I
one, I
would
didn't like the
never,
last one.
no. I couldn't, I would never expect them to be able to get anywhere close to like the Bad Boys again. Just because, I mean, and that's nothing like against them. Like they're just in very different times and they're
Yeah.
just different people.
They're both
And
getting older. Martin has some health issues. Will Smith's trying to bounce back from that whole scandal. So everybody's expecting him to be the same Will Smith, even though he's been taking some time off. He actually carries the movie, honestly. Him and Reggie, the guy, the
so
boyfriend.
I heard Reggie comes full circle.
Yeah, yeah. That's the best
That'll
thing
be
about the
cool to
movie,
see.
I think. I think everything else was just forced. They tried to do too much. The camera angles you'll really appreciate. They did a lot of drone work.
It was shot well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That the scene, the first person scene that you saw with Will Smith, and you can once you actually see that in the movie, I feel like they could have done that without that rig because it looks really CGI when they actually put it together.
Looks
It,
forced.
yeah, and it's looks like it kind of like try to force that little Call of Duty kind of thing where it's first person shooting. The gun doesn't look real at all. It looks like they edited the gun and it flips. And then the thing about it, they take it and they have a scene where they throw the gun to Martin Lawrence, and then he gets on the rig, and you can tell he's doing the same shit Will Smith was doing, but it
Yeah.
was a lot slower.
So
But
what they're like, I could see what they're trying to do. Um, yeah. I feel like that's always the fun thing. Like for me is I would like to like build stuff like for that. So
yeah,
instead of like the bodysuit, I would think that you would want to have something more gun based. You know what I'm saying? The gun, so the reason it seems too fake is because the gun is too stabilized.
hmm
It seems like the movement isn't natural. It's too like, you get what I'm saying?
and when you see it, it's like, oh well, you can hella tell. Them showing me that first, you can hella tell that they're doing that. Yeah.
Right? Like if it was more like based on the like, so imagine he had a gun, but it was a lot bigger, right? So the top of the gun was like as the size of a regular gun, but below it was like huge for
hmm
him to like hold on to, but it wouldn't be in camera, right?
Right.
And so like he could twist it to where it was a lot different, like that type of thing, I think but it being stuck to him made it feel too like
And they did a
unnatural.
lot too many, the Bad Boys 2 where we're gonna wrap around you, the camera swings around you in circles hella fast. They did a lot of that shit.
A lot of them.
Yeah, a
So
lot
like
of those. And then
usually
they
they only
brought in
had
the
one or
drone.
two.
Yeah, and then they brought in drones. You can tell because firstly, he was flying drones, the tech guy, the big ass tech guy from the last one. He was
Oh,
flying
okay.
drones and dropping bombs and shit in there. But then after that, you would have the camera flying through the gunfight that you could tell was a drone too, but it didn't show a drone. It was just going
Yeah.
around in circles, shooting different people
Just
shoot each
hella
other.
trying to. So
Hell
they
different shit.
probably. So you know who did that type of shit very, very well? Extraction.
Hmm. Hmm.
Extraction, I felt like they're and Bullet Train. Those were two like movies I felt like they did very well camera work wise when it came to like making the action look new but also very natural.
Gotcha.
But nah, I feel like they probably tried to bump up the action and the new cameras and stuff to cover the other
And
aspects
the
of it.
and people are saying it's so great, and I don't want to be a hater. Support black actors, black leads, but temper your expectations, please. Vanessa Hudgens is in this shit. Oh God. Anyways,
Oh
we're
no.
we're gonna move on. Let's go watch it. Check it out in theaters now. And lastly, let's talk about this Acolyte before we get up out of here. New show, Disney Plus, Star Wars. I talked about it last week, episodes 1 and 2, and my kind of displeasures for it. How do you feel about it, firstly?
Um, so like I'm still it's very early, so I'm still like on the fence about it. I want to see where they go from here because the whole two premiere or the two episode premiere and then the third following being like a filler episode, I feel like a tr like one of those trailers to where you see all the best parts of the movie in the
Yeah.
trailer and then the rest
Hmm.
of the movie isn't as good. I'm hoping that's not what they did here because they have like a very open like playing field of what they could do right now.
Hmm.
And I think if they like story wise, like you could build something very strong with where you're at when it comes to like the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't, I don't know. It just seems like another I haven't felt like another show has like carried it strong, carried Disney strong like The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely not. Definitely not. And they kind of didn't stick to the ending, especially with Mandalorian itself. It's season 3, they kind of didn't really, it wasn't about the Mandalorian. It was about Bo-Katan, really. And
yeah.
Ahsoka, that kind of came and went. They didn't really do as much as they were supposed to do on that show. Ahsoka was basically shit, basically about what's her name? What's the
So
other girl?
and I mean that so like that's I'm getting that vibe, right? That was a cool show. I mean, I thought it was all right, but I, I don't know. I'm just really waiting for one of these shows to like kind of wow me and bring
Yeah,
me back. It feels like they're tagging me along with the Star Wars journey.
yeah,
No, but
yeah.
it's not like, oh, I'm in it. I'm in it again. I want to go buy a lightsaber type of shit. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it
It's
nothing is really when Mandalorian came out, bro, like, oh, okay, like we were Star Wars is back. Like, but I
Yeah,
just I
Grogu was a hit. They just kind of fell off with Grogu, didn't have him do shit.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't know what they're gonna do with this. This one's interesting, but it's like at the same time,
You have an open slate of the Jedi. Like
and you're killing them all.
you should be able to do some you should be able to do something very strong story wise with this.
Exactly. You're going 100 years past Order 6, before Order 616 when everybody was killed and shit like that. You have all these Jedi, but you start off with one of the sickest characters you have, Trinity from Matrix, just getting killed right away. You have this girl going around. Her objective is to kill all the Jedi. One of the Jedis is drinks poison and just kills himself. And it's like it doesn't really make sense to me because in this third one, spoiler alert, they go back and show how that fire was started on their planet. They show the two twins and show them actually
Like a
growing up.
background story.
Exactly. They're supposed to become witches, and become witches like their coven, but one of the twins actually wanted to go and become a Jedi, and didn't want to become a witch. The other twin sister was like, "Oh no, you
And
can't go do that shit."
I don't know how sold I am on her as an actress. Like
Yeah,
she's not selling me.
yeah,
When I saw no emotion when she supposedly saw her supposedly dead sister for the first time,
yeah,
and they like meet, they lock eyes, and
yeah.
she's like, "Oh, is that you?" Like, what? No, you thought your twin sister was dead, and you just saw her. Like, come
And
on now, give me a little more than that.
after you see the third one and why she thinks she's dead, because basically, like I was saying, she wanted to become a Jedi. The other one got sworn in to become a witch. But right as she became sworn in to become a witch, the Jedis popped down and saw the little girls, and she was like, "Okay, I want to become a Jedi," type shit.
So
But
she
then,
dipped.
no, she didn't dip. Actually,
Oh,
she was gonna go dip to become a Jedi, but the other sister that became the witch was like, "Oh, you can't leave me. You're gonna stay here and become a witch." She's like, "No, I'm gonna go become a Jedi." She locked her in a room and
oh,
started a fire to
oh,
try to kill her.
ooh.
And then since the fire started, it didn't show, but I feel like secretly May went out there and killed all the witches after she started the fire. But all the witches were dead as the Jedi were coming in to try to save Osha from being locked in the cell. So May goes somewhere, and the fact that they think May is dead is like she started the fire. You don't think she escaped from the fire she started? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then Osha gets saved by the Jedi, gets taken in, and becomes a Padawan that way. So when she sees her in the town, it's like, "Oh, you tried to kill me," type shit, and I see that you're alive, type shit. It didn't really give that emotion either. It was like, "Oh, I'm indifferent. I don't know if I want to shoot you or not. I see you. I'm
I'm
surprised you're
I'm
alive."
I'm really hoping something like visually is awesome about this episode, because if that's what you came up with as a background story,
Oh,
uh,
that's exactly
no,
what it
no,
was.
I know. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
it has to be a
come
twist.
on
That
now.
has to be a twist. There's
Yeah,
45
yeah,
minutes of setting that bullshit up. I was
yeah.
so
Come on
upset.
now, come
I was so
on.
upset. But episode 3 out right now. But
I'm
that's
gonna go
about it,
watch
man.
it.
Yeah, go watch it now. Go watch it now. This is the end of the podcast where I like to let them know where they can find our guests at. Is there anything you want to shout out or promote, or let them know where you can find you?
Yeah, yeah. You can holla at me on pretty much. I think everything is this now, but it's Instagram, Twitch. I don't know my other shits. But at the demo, or at the wow, at the DaymoLeePOV, I believe.
Yo, that's where
Um,
you can find them.
yep.
Hit
Holla
them
at
up
me. It's
there. Yep.
always a good time.
Yeah, follow us on the gaming channel. We're gonna be out here gaming a lot. We always gaming, so we're gonna try to stream a lot more to get you some content to show how we rock on the gaming squad. If you want to come on there and get beat, but
Quad up.
you already know what it is. BOBG, find us on there. But where to find me at is Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, SAC _Lydell on the Instagram. You look for the podcast. TikTok, Best of Bias, Instagram, Best of Bias as well, YouTube, aka thank you for always putting these videos together, spending your time to help make us great. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, about 200 plus videos on there. So go check those out, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it, hit the bell so you do not miss when we drop. I know we drop a lot of random times, but we try to get the content out there for y'all as much as possible. Still plenty of merch available: hats, dad hats, trucker hats, beanies. What else do I got? I got one more type of hat. Beanies, bucket hats. That's what it was. Plenty of those left, making more. Get you some now. Go watch the Olympics, support our teams in the Olympics, NBA, WNBA. Shout out Kaylin too. Yeah, I mean, no hate, man. Just evolve and be the best Kaylin you can be. Fuck all the haters and fuck all the naysayers. I wish a naysayer would. But yeah, go ahead, download the podcast wherever you find your favorite podcast and all that jazz as well. But we're going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for listening on this Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And hey, love is in the air. You know, there's a lot of, negativity in the world nowadays. You can see a lot of negative media, but thank you clicking on this positive media, spreading that love in the air.
Positive, like a plus sign.
It's the Best of Bias podcast. Lydell, Dinero, Daymo. We out of here. Where that theme song at? It's right here. You already know.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.